Guardian, Eris has detected a gravitic anomaly beneath the spire. She thinks it's a ritual chamber.
We call that the Arcane Oubliette. Savathun stores all kinds of drooling goons in there. Warm bodies for her magical experiments. If you want to feed blood and guts to your discount hive god, that's the place to do it.
What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Destiny. In the last episode, Eris turned herself into a hive god, and she has told us Guardians that we need to pay her tithes in order for her to grow in strength. But how are we going to do that exactly? We can't just go around killing things at the normal rate. We need to feed her. We need to really make war against enemies to actually make that happen. Well, let's find out today.
Panic throws echo upward from the well of power and death. I sense the oubliette beneath you, Guardian. Assemble in the ritual space, and we shall harvest the fruit of Savathun's foul experiments as our own.
After I resurrected Savathun, she was dying to learn about her new light. But she needed test subjects to experiment on. Same way you use the poor slobs in Gambit for target practice. Listen to this.
I named this chamber the Oubliette, after a human invention. A prison where the only exit is the ceiling, just out of reach. A place for people to be thrown in and forgotten, until the time is right. This is where I'll keep in touch with all my bygone subjects, both as a queen and researcher.
Huh. What a sadistic but interesting idea. All right, we're going to walk up to this thing and begin the ritual of induction. And here we go. Right? Yeah. Okay. Let's do this thing. So, this location that we're in right here, this is the Altars of Summoning. Now, we're not doing the actual proper Altars of Summoning activity just yet, but this is kind of the central location where it's all going to take place from. There are 4 different battlefields that are all across Altars of Summoning. You got them in each different direction, and you're going to be fighting completely different enemies depending on which area you go to. Where we're headed right now, I want to say this is where we're going to fight. I think this is actually just straight up Hive right here. So let's head on over here, and we're going to take a look at this, and we're going to see how this works. Hi, Eris.
Do you feel it? The latent power of the Witch Queen's spellcraft. Finalize the ritual to complete the summoning.
Here we go. All right, so let's get to work. We're going to take out a boss here. And generally, the way Altars of Summoning works is actually quite simple. So we're going to be getting insight as we go through this thing, which is going to level up our card. Now, you can also pick yourself up some of these deep sights to get platforms and whatnot, so you can move around the arena a little bit better. There's all sorts of little different things you can do in here. This is only specific to the Hive area, I should mention. Let's do some damage here, and eventually we're going to have a mechanic once we get this boss down to a specific amount of health. So I'm going to start 4th times the charming this guy. I probably should get 1 for all going before I do such things, but I want to do that first. Okay, now we need to take care of this totem. So harvest and deposit burdens of tribute. We need to kill specific enemies that are actually going to have these burdens, and these are generally wizards. You see a tribute bearer over there. So let's kill this thing, and then once it does that, it's going to drop itself a tribute. And we're going to go grab that, but I can actually get greedy here. Did you just send that in the air? That wasn't very nice. Yeah, I'm going to get greedy here, and I'm actually going to go for multiples. So, oh, I am poisoned. It won't let me jump. There we go. Okay. Let's see if we can't get the... Where did you go? Down there. Okay, you're running away from me. Come on. See if I can't... Wow, I cannot take you out. Problem is with Graviton Lance is I don't have the catalyst on it on this account, which is, like, really crucial to making this thing feel good. Will you stop sending my tributes into the air, please? Thank you. So yeah, you can go dunk each of these tributes one at a time if you want to, but I do not. I would rather just grab all of them at once, and then with all 3 of them, we can then go and deposit them over in the glowing totem this way, and then we can get back to damaging the boss. So let's do that. So yeah, the way so Altars of Summoning is generally a lot more of a difficult activity than what it is right now. This is just kind of a solo version of it because obviously we can't do this with people. This is not a match-made activity. This is just an introduction to Altars of Summoning. But generally, the way that this works is that you are going to be kind of doing things in much the same way that you would with the old Court of Oryx back in the Taken King, in that you will put in different levels of tributes or tithes to take on more difficult versions of the same opponents. Now, this will result in better rewards, but it also results in a much harder activity. I can tell you right now that the highest level of difficulty is so difficult that generally players don't even bother with it unless they're in like a very coordinated team together. More often than not, I mean, it is doable with a match-made group. It's just kind of frowned upon. Generally, people stick to the second level to get the most rewards while still doing something that's very doable, because the first level is just, you know, it's like this easy, what we're doing right now, so it's actually quite brain dead. But yeah, level 2 is quite a significant uptick, and then the third level is like, I want to say you're at a 10 or 15 power disadvantage, and these bosses can really mess you up if you're not careful. So there's me dunking 2 of them because I couldn't find another wizard. Now let's kill that one over there. Perfect. All right, don't send the tributes into the air, please. I think that's only happening around the boss, so don't have to worry about that too much. But let's go dunk this last one, and then we can get to work damaging him. I can dodge. I have that dodge on for a reason. I don't know why I'm not using it. All right, let's see. Let's get one for all going. Here we go. For a lot of damage. Beautiful. And there we go. We got some insight out of it as well. And that's the first boss. Okay.
Your tides flow through me like a surge of hot blood.
Where are these subjects being summoned from?
Some kind of suspended animation? Maybe they're teleported from somewhere right into your gun sights. But what do you care? They're all just dead meat to you.
Okay, real quick before we head on over that way, I just want to explain how or where you're going to be dunking these things normally. So you got 4 sections right here that you're going to be dunking each of the tributes into. In fact, I can show you an example of one, or offerings, I suppose. Here's a feeble one for the tier 1 level encounter. This is the one generally not done. The tier 2 is obviously blue, and then the tier 3 is purple. So same system, uncommon, legendary, and rare, of course. So there's 3 spots where you're going to dunk them, but the 4th one, you might be wondering what that is actually a section to buy more offerings should you need them. There are different ways to purchase them, and they're honestly not that hard to get your hands on. In fact, you will be drowning in offerings if you even remotely try to play through this season. They're so easy to get. I had a full stack of 99 each. I want to say like a week or like 2 weeks into the season. There's so many of them, you never have to worry about it. And honestly, as fun as Altars of Summoning is, it can get quite stale if you play it for too long. And this is an activity that is designed to be marathoned, but it's also not required of you, if that makes sense. All right, into the next area we go. Let's go again.
Your arcane skill conjures forth horrors once cloistered, awaiting brutal deliverance. And so they shall receive.
And you'll notice right off the bat that this one is Vex-based. Now, I think you can also get taken in this area too, but more often than not, you're going to be running into Vex encounters. So we're going to take out each boss one at a time. We got 3 mines. Not too dissimilar from the 3 mines that you would fight at the end of the Destiny 1 campaign. Let's start taking them out. So Vex are trying to sacrifice themselves. So we're going to want to make sure that that doesn't happen. Make sure you kill all of the marked guys because they are the ones who are the problem. There is exactly 2 that we're going to have to kill. Let's do that first. The other one is making its way over here. I'm going to blind... well, I was going to blind him. I think he shot that out of my freaking hands. Are you kidding me? No. Oh, okay, that was just a bad shot. Quickly take him out. That was the wrong one to kill. Quickly. There we go. Okay, got it. Holy crap. Problem with these harpies, man, is they're... oh, there we go. Okay, we got some explosions going together. Perfect. Okay, y'all need to stop. There we go, there we go, there we go. Now, if I can get some more kills here, that would be great. Just kind of spread the void around. Spread the love, if you will. All right, and now I'm going to get one for all going here. Now, remember that this machine gun also does have, it does have the origin trait Ambush, and Ambush is really nice for doing damage as soon as you pull it out. Man, I cannot hit anything with this grenade launcher. It's not, oh, I gotta get over there quick. Is there anything actually sacrificing themselves to it? Actually doesn't look like it. Okay, so let's take these out. We're gonna shoot each of the cubes down. We got 2 of them. There we go. Okay, so I thought something was sacrificing, like something spawned for a split second, but then it kind of vanished on me, so maybe not. All right, let's go for it again. Just kind of make sure one for all is going, and then we can just dump all the damage into this guy. And I have a super for the last mine, so that's great. Okay, we got more Vex sacrifices to worry about. Let's get down there, and they are already awfully close. Just going to use the machine gun for that, because I am not going to get cute with it at all. Go away. Thank you. All right. Any more? Oh, mine's up. Okay. Hit him with that really quickly. And then another shot way over there for some extra damage. Beautiful. Wow, he went down way fast. And there we go. And these are basically how these encounters work, although they are generally to a much greater degree. Instead of 2 sacrifices, you're going to have like 10 to deal with when you're in a group of 3.
Tides the fear and anguish of our foes. Exalt in your retribution.
You know why the boss is so much better at magic than you? It's because she's not afraid to make the tough choices. Listen.
I'd like to share my experiments with the Guardians one day, just as we share the light. But I know they won't approve of my methods. They love omelets, but hate breaking eggs. Maybe participating in my rituals will expand their provincial sense of morality.
Maybe, but I don't know. There's something about what you're doing, Savathun, that's just a little bit too fishy. Also, hello there, Void Crystal.
Your arcane skill expands with each ritual you complete. Our powers will grow in tandem until we are ready to challenge the god of war yourself.
All right, Crystalline Charge. Let's do this thing. So now it's time to run around and use Crystalline Charge to power up each of these crystals. Once we do so, we should be able to damage the boss, but we have a lot of crystals we need to share it between. So let's get to it. Generally, this is a mechanic that you're not going to see in Altars of Summoning too much. This is much more common in Savathun's Spire, but for some reason, it is wanting us to do it this time, so we're just going to get it done, even while enemies chase us all over the place, I'm sure. Well, not a lot of them, at the very least. There we go. All right, that's 6. We got a big guy here. Let's try to kill him first. If I can get him with a little bit of blind, that would be great. Die, please. Thank you. Kill your ghost. Okay, now let's invoke this so we can actually do some damage to this thing. Perfect. Okay, boss is now damageable. Let's get to work. So first things first, I am going to hit you, and then there we go. Let's do some damage, and lots of it. I am missing the head like crazy, though. Okay, come on. Okay, we got a... Yep, definitely want to stay out of the way of the Hive Light Bearer back there, because he is going to cause me a lot of problems if he hits me with that. Ow. Okay, hold on. Just take that. There we go. Cool. All right, that worked. Good, you good? All right, I'm going to go after the Hive Light Bearer now, because he is going to cause me problems if I don't. All right, I have a super for the rest of this damage. Let's kill your ghost really quickly. And then... Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
In the name of retribution for the lost, Bel, Luriana, Oma, Sai, and Tolan. Die unto me, Acolyte. Ayat.
Guardian, the value of the magic you've unearthed here is undeniable. But watching you and Eris revel in violence, tithing with Hive rituals, it was disturbing.
Like it or not, your witch is gonna need a lot more ties before she's powerful enough to challenge Xivu. So, go ahead, sport. Make a mess. Enjoy yourself. Welcome to the Hive.
Ultras of Summoning has been unlocked. So now we can actually see that activity in full. But we're not going to be doing that today, obviously, given that we kind of just went around to that. Let's head back to the Helm, though, before we end this episode and kind of give our usual end of the week send-off, as we get to see the holoprojector, get some little bit more dialogue, and then, of course, we get our usual radio message at the end to get just a bit more backstory and a bit more insight into what's going on as we continue. So let's see. I want to take a look at the insight. So I'm at 20 of 25 on that. Wasn't able to get all that I needed to finish the sisters, but that's okay because when we jump into the activity next week, which I'm sure we will, or I guess in the next episode, we will definitely get the last 5 that we need in either activity. So let's head down. Hi, Crow. I love that we just pass. Yeah, good to see you too, buddy. Glad that we just casually pass him every single freaking time. All right, holoprojector, what do we got?
It's hard not to feel that this is my responsibility. While we in the tower gathered intel and debated over what action to take next, Eris threw herself into a dangerous ritual of her own devising. She was audacious. And she was right. We had to accept Savathun's bargain. We must pursue the witness at any cost. But I didn't imagine we would risk Eris in the exchange. She remains herself. I recognize Eris when I look into her eyes. She wears her new form like a suit of armor, but she speaks of whispers calling to her from the deep, and I have no assurance she can resist them forever. You must embrace the Hive rituals as she did. Offer your tithes so that she may gain the power she desires, and quickly. Commit yourself to her guardian. I believe it is in everyone's best interest to keep her metamorphosis as brief as possible.
You know what, Ikora? I can agree. I mean, you'd think in a moment like this, we probably would end up sacrificing some people. But with Eris, I mean, she's so valuable to the cause. We can't let her die, right? That would be a terrible thing to see. No, definitely not. All right, let's listen to the radio message really quickly. And right before we interact with it, I am going to say that this is going to be the end of the episode. So, guys, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very much, and I will see you all in the next one.
Hive magic reveals itself in precise shapes. They follow the same lines and the same means. And yet our rituals still hold many secrets. Cards have scattered in the wake of your oblations. Our bond made manifest. I call them the Deck of Whispers. And they do whisper. Each of their ideograms appears to carry the weight of symbolism. Do not fault them for the forms they take. They are reflections of the real, and as opaque as the natures of their referent. We will interpret their configurations, divine their use. They may hold many meanings, alone and in conversation. As with all Hive magic, they ask us to separate the true from the dead. We will do so.